Hey everyone, welcome to another walkthrough video of Excel Wonders. We're going to look at a tool called Daily Schedule Planner. This is a really useful tool. I use it every day for anyone who wants to create their daily plans in advance and help them visualize. So when you open the file, you should see this, which is essentially the daily planner. There's also a few tabs here on the left, which I'll show you in a second. To create a new plan, you first click here, New Plan. You select the date. Let's, for example, imagine one is select the date of 6th of November. You confirm. Yes, you give it a second, and here it is. There's a new plan created. You know it because it says there's start of November 6th, which is the date we selected. And you have here already a section. You will be able now to create different sections, and inside of sections, activities, and inside of activities, notes. And basically all that sits here is your plan between the start of that day and the end of that day. Let's, for example, create a new section. To create a new section, you simply click here, New Section. You can select whether it's an empty section or a routine. I'll show you what routines are in a second, but for now, let's select Empty Section. And here it is. There's a new section at the bottom. A section can be, for example, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you want. And then inside of section, for example, let's now create inside of this section. Let's, for example, call it morning. And let's, for example, add a few activities. To add activities, you can click here, Add Activity, and you can put here different things, like, for example, a shower, breakfast, and let's say walk the dog, right? Now imagine you want to reorder these a little bit. So you can reorder by clicking on the one you want to reorder and then moving up or moving down. You can do the same with sections, by the way. You can click on the section and move it down or move it up and it's back. Now imagine you don't want to walk the dog anymore. So you click here, you select here the section, you can delete it as well. Here it is. And now if you want to, for example, list out the foods you want to eat for breakfast as reference notes, you can click on the activity you want to select and then you click here, Note, and you can add new notes. Each note is a different line, so add as many as you want for each activity. The last two things I want to show you in this part here is that you can also set activities as done or not done. So not only this allows you to plan your day, but to track the activities as well. So you can click here on this box to set it as done or not done. You see the color changes. And during the planning phase, you can also set the times. This bar you see here is for you to set the time. So for example, you put here 8 a.m. You can put here, for example, 7:30. And this just allows you to visualize better the activities, the times, and the completion or not of those activities. Finally, you can export. When you click here, Export, you give it a few seconds. And what essentially it does is it allows you to select a file name, a format, and a location to save a file of this plan in a completely open and editable way. I'm going to close now, and I'm going to now ask you to draw your attention to this part here on the left-hand side, which, as we saw, allows you to select new plans, but also allows you to delete plans. So for example, imagine I want to delete this plan. So I click here, Delete, and it will delete. I will not do it, but if I wanted, I could confirm yes, but I'll click on no. And then it allows you to select different plans. So right now I already have a plan for December 21st. And what this means is that you can create multiple plans, each one for a specific day. And so for example, if I wanted to select here now, December 21st, I give it a few seconds and now it shows me the plan of December 21st, and I can work on it. Now, if I want to go back to November 6th, I click here November 6th and it shows me that plan. Simple as is. And here below, it shows also the tasks marked for today. These tasks come from this task page, which I'll show in a second, and is intended to remind you of the tasks that you had set for that day so you can add them into the plan. Now let's look at tasks. This page here is a task planner, is a to-do list, in other words. First of all, you can create and manage different lists. So for example, I have your career. When I click on each one of them, it shows me the tasks that I have set for that specific list. You can create as many lists as you want. Here it is. Now, for example, health and wellness, I have here 3 tasks. If I want to add a new task, I click here, New Task, and it adds a new task here. I can add the text of the task. I can select the date. Let's, for example, select the date of December 21st to check if we see that on the daily plan. And then I can set also the importance and the urgency. These fields are optional. If you don't want to see them, you can go here on settings and turn them off, just like that. And if I go back to tasks, you'll see they disappeared. Now let's go back to the schedule planner to see if for December 21st, I see that weird task. So I click here, December 31st, and here it is. It's here. Now if I go back to tasks, I can also set them as done or not done. If I click here on this box, I set them as done. And if I set them as done, they still show up here to put you as a reminder. But if I want to change that behavior, I can go in settings and then change this setting here. So in daily plan, when retrieving tasks for the day, do you want to show completed tasks? Right now it's set as yes. If I don't want that, if I want to only see the tasks that are not completed, I click on no. And now let's go back to the schedule planner. And you'll see that there's only one because those other two were completed. Now let's go to routines. So what are routines? Routines are essentially templatized sections. You can create, for example, a morning routine, and then anytime that you're creating a new schedule plan for a specific day, you can bring back those routines. So for example, imagine you want to create a routine for the morning, which is actually already created here. You can create a new one. For example, let's set this one for work routine. And then inside, you can add as many activities and notes as you want. I go back to Schedule Planner. And now, if I add a new section, remember that we first selected empty section, I can actually import the routine. And if I import the routine, there's a new drop down that shows up, and then I can select the routine I want to import. So for example, I could import the morning routine. I click Confirm, yes, and it's here. So this is super useful because you don't always have to create those sections from scratch. You can templatize already a big portion of your day and only focus on the most important specific tasks or activities you have for that day. Finally, the last thing I wanted to show you is you can also set, if you want to show the level of importance of each activity. So it says here, in Schedule Planner and Routines, do you want to display the column Importance? Right now it's set up as no, but let's click on Yes just to see what it is. So I just set up as yes, and if I go back to the Schedule Planner, you will see that there's a new column here between the time and the name of the activity where you can select if it's a high value activity, medium value, or low value. This is completely optional. You can turn off as I showed you if you want, but this is intended just to help you visualize when you start crossing out tasks, whether you set them as done or not done for high value, low value, or medium value. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Have fun with it.